All right, part two. I was so upset because honestly, I had a conversation with my doctor last month, and she had indicated that this month, which is the ninth month that I'm in, would be the last month of chemo, and I was so excited. But for whatever reason, I just could not share that video. I wanted to do a video on it, and I was so just, I don't know, I was just in a really weird mood. I didn't want to make any videos. I didn't want to share about it. I couldn't actually share about it because anytime I thought about trying to create a video for it, I would just feel so discouraged and deflated, and I didn't know why. Now I know why. Simply because when I spoke to my doctor the last week, she let me know that what I thought was going to be a completion of chemo was actually just a temporary break. And that was very upsetting for me because I was like, planning to, try to get on with my life and do all these different things that I wanted to do. And now you're telling me that I can't come off. And not only can I not only was it just a temporary break, but she also informed me that this chemotherapy would be ongoing for the rest of my life. And that was very upsetting because we had to discuss briefly the fact that there would be some form of treatment for the rest of my life. I had never anticipated or considered that it would be chemotherapy. And that was very upsetting for me because I was just like, in that moment, I took my eyes off of the Lord and I looked at the problems that I have because I was just like, wow, what does this mean for me naturally? And if I'm on chemo for the rest of my life, it means naturally I can never get pregnant. It means naturally my hair will never grow back. It means naturally I will consistently be going to the hospital 2 days a week, every day for the rest of my life. It means naturally, all the discomfort and the pain that I feel, the nausea, whatever, will never go away. My body will never have a chance to truly heal on its own after whatever, because there will never be an after. And I was very discouraged and very upset and hurt about, just hearing that. And I, kind of started to spiral out of control emotionally, psychologically. And when I shared it with my mom, she was just like, as long as you're alive, that's all that really matters. And I was just like, lady, I want a good quality of life. And for lack of better words, I want to be normal. I want to, not have to worry about who I was around, what was happening, because, my system is always going to be immunocompromised, and I'm always going to have these like random feelings of being unwell, the exhaustion, and everything that I cycle through on a weekly basis because of chemotherapy, the neuropathy, the pain in my hands and my feet. That's never going to go away. It's just going to get exponentially worse. So I was so discouraged and so upset, and I decided to live in my feelings and not focus on the hope that I have or the promise that I have from the Lord, because, it just felt like so surreal. And, when I used to get bad news, because I used to get it quite often, especially with one treatment, there's always, some sort of reaction that my body has, and their side effects. So when they're treating one thing, it's causing additional issues in another space or place within my body, and it's acting up some different way. I remember I used to get a lot of bad news. I remember, like, because of chemotherapy, that's the reason why I have high blood pressure now. And I used to get like bad news, I guess, periodically, when the doctors would kind of like let me know certain information that they kind of scathed over before. And it would just hit me so different, and it would hit me so hard. And in that moment, I did not realize that I had resorted back to my old habits of, just being so downcast and upset in myself, and kind of shutting myself out or up and away from other people because I didn't really want to talk to anybody about it. I was crying nonstop because I was just like, I don't want this to be my life. I literally was like, I need a break from my own life because this is hard. And that's real. Like, you know, I do have faith and hope and and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I felt like this was a personal attack on me, and I was just like, what have I done? What have I done to deserve this? What have I done to deserve this life death sentence? And I have been making the joke to some of my family. I'm like, was I Jezebel in the last life? Why the Lord is persecuting me? Was I the one that stabbed Jesus and stole his clothes? Like, what happened? Like, why am I being persecuted like this? And I don't understand, right? Um, so I kind of spiraled out of control and was very upset and hurt about it. But as time progressed over the weekend, the Lord kind of slowly, you know, helped me see that I was still trying to control the narrative and when and how he would heal and deliver me. So every time that I got back a scan, I was expecting, you know, them to be like, we can't find anything, nothing is there. But every time there was something there and everything is decreasing in size, and glory be to God for that, I was like, I'm expecting this miracle. And TikTok, Lord, we need this miracle like yesterday, like yesterday. And, you know, one of the thoughts that did come into my mind, in addition to, you know, um, in addition to honestly suicide, I would never, but the thought did cross my mind that maybe this life is not worth living. Um, I was like, who's going to love me like this? You know, and, you know, that's what the enemy wants me to feel and experience, like feel that I'm unloved and unworthy of it because I'm going through something very traumatic and not easy to deal with on a day-to-day basis. But glory be to God that he has set me up the way that he has set me up. He has given me, he's paced me and he's graced me for this moment. Even if there are moments that I'm not actually doing my best and being my best and worshiping him and focusing on him the way that I should, God is still merciful and graceful to, you know, meet and supply every single need, even when I don't know that he's doing it. And he had to just kind of speak to my spirit and speak to my spirit, because not only was I hurt, I was angry. And I was so angry about that that idea that I would have to do chemotherapy for the rest of my life. I'm like, what quality of life is this? What is it worth it? But at the end of the day, he has shown me through, you know, prayer and the words that I've been receiving from him, whether through like, you know, a preacher or, you know, somebody shares things with me that are to encourage me and uplift me, and it's exactly what I need to hear. Um, that he is still holding me down, and I can't control when he does what he does. So I need to completely let go and let him do what he's doing, whether it's incrementally and it takes a bit, like a period of time, because I want my healing right now, but he wants me to stay here in this moment um, until it's done. And when it's done, it will be done, and there will be no if, ands, or buts about it. I don't believe nor claim that, you know, I will be on chemotherapy for the rest of my life. That's what she says. And, you know, that is her medical standpoint, and that's okay. But I also had to come to terms with the reality of, if nothing ever changes, if my life remains the same, if I do have to be on chemotherapy for the rest of my life, what will I do? Will I still serve God? Will I still, you know, ride for him and profess his name? And I seriously had to take that step back and ask that question. And the answer is yes, I will still ride for him. I will still profess him. I will still love him and worship him and serve him with everything that I am, because he is God and I am not. He is sovereign. I am not, and he knows what I can handle. You know, and I know what I want to handle and what I don't want to handle. So at the end of the day, he is sovereign. He knows everything. And I have to trust that whatever the outcome of this is, that it is the best outcome that it can possibly be for my life. So, yeah, that's why I was upset and very hurt by the entire, you know, conversation and the spiraling and, you know, the upset, the few people that I did talk to. Man, oh man, thank you for listening to me and praying with me and holding me up. Um, I love you all, especially my mama. She knows she gets the brunt end of it. Like usually as I'm cycling through my emotions and spiraling, she gets all of that. So everyone else kind of gets like a piece of it or whatever when it's still fresh. But she got the full blown like effect. And I just appreciate her heart that she's just like, no matter what, you're still here. That's all that matters. I just want you here. And I'm just like, I don't want to be here if it's going to be like this. If I'm not going to see that healing, if I'm not going to be that miracle, if I'm not going to be a mom, if I'm not going to be everything that I desire to be for myself, I don't want it. And I can't think like that. I have to continually renew my mind and pace myself for this grace that he has given me, for this life that he has given me, and this task, this Herculean task to share this hard and heavy burden that I am not really carrying to some extent, but I'm just tired. I'm tired of going through everything already, and it's only been 9 months. Can you imagine those that have long-term things that are years upon years ongoing? I'm already exhausted and I haven't even really started yet. But, you know, he's showing me grace and he's showing me that I need to be patient and continually seek him and, you know, lean into him when I don't feel like it, because I didn't feel like it this weekend. I didn't feel like talking to him. I didn't feel like praying. I didn't feel like doing anything. But I continued to lean in. I continued to pray even though I didn't want to. And when people were like bringing up the Lord and how good he was, I was like, yep. And I rolled my eyes. I'm like, God, we ain't on speaking terms, Lord. We about to fight. You know what I mean? Like, we out here about to tussle in these streets because you out here trying to play me. And I'm not about this life, Lord. So, but he knows me and he loves me still. And I'm super grateful. And I had to get back to the place where I'm down on my knees crying out to my God, because he's the only one that can supply the peace that I need and the strength that I need to continue to move forward. Where I wanted to just give up and run away from my life, he was like, no, my daughter, you need to stay here and you need to see yourself. So he, through this moment of like weakness and upset and hurt, I saw my own heart and I saw what I was trying to do. And I thank him for that. You know what I mean? I thank him for showing me, and so that I can continually move forward with whatever happens, whatever trials and tribulations come my way. I'm going to continue to try to press into him further and keep my eyes upon him, because when you look at your problems and you feel like there is no way out, that is the time that those problems get magnified. But when you look towards him and you allow him to be bigger than your problems and magnify him, the problems seem to become very small in comparison. So that's what I'm encouraging you to do today. Focus on the Lord and allow your problems to get smaller. As he increases, they will decrease, you know? So thank you for listening. Those that are listening to this and watching it, my mother has been forcing me to tell you guys, if there's anything that ministers to you, that you feel is important for other people to hear, please share my videos. If not, it's all cool too, because, you know, I've been called or mandated to share my life, and that's what I'm doing in this season, even when I don't want to. So, yeah, just be encouraged and stay blessed and have a wonderful day. I love you guys so much. And yet again, thank you so much. Peace.